it was Obi-Wan. How would the events of the galaxy play out? Let's get into that all right now. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy. Please do leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, let's get into today's fan fiction. The Battle of Naboo was in full force, with the Gungan army taking on the Trade Federation battle droids, and Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn and his apprentice Obi-Wan Kenobi taking on the Sith Renegade. As the two Jedi followed the Sith through the Naboo building, striking lightsabers in a duel of the fates, Qui-Gon thought back to his last meeting with the Council. He knew that he should be focusing on his mind on the here and now, but he couldn't shake the Council's refusal to believe that the Sith had returned. No time for that now, though, and Qui-Gon blocked a strike before him, and Obi-Wan chased the Sith down a hallway towards a series of ray-shielded doors. The Sith tried to separate the two, but Obi-Wan was still by his side as they entered the hallway of doors, making their way through them one at a time. The three got into a room with a giant shaft leading to an endless darkness. The Jedi seemed to get an upper hand for a moment, but then Qui-Gon was kicked in the face and force-pushed back behind one of the shielded doors. Now separated, Qui-Gon watched his young Padawan battle the Sith. Obi-Wan held his own, but Qui-Gon could quickly tell that he was not ready for this. While it seemed the Sith had been training for years for this exact moment, Obi-Wan was quick, but the Sith excelled in tight spaces. Obi-Wan and the Sith were locked in a tight lightsaber hold, and Qui-Gon could see Obi-Wan was already defeated. The Sith broke off the lightsaber lock, flipped over Obi-Wan, knocked his lightsaber out of his hands, and stabbed Obi-Wan through the chest.
Rook, you wouldn't miss it.
Qui-Gon
What's the
saw
situation?
Obi-Wan
Could be
with
the
one
Darkspawn
final
attack.
look,
They're testing our
running
defense
some
Darkspawn.
fear,
I don't know about
sadness,
you,
and
Rook.
defeat in his
The
eyes,
First Warden.
and the Sith Lord pushed the young Jedi to the wall. Qui-Gon
We
closed
took
his
the
eyes.
same oath,
He still had to
drank from
witness
the
evil,
same
and he went into battle
chalice.
meditation.
In
But his
war,
own thoughts were his
victory.
worst enemy. He failed Obi-Wan.
Which means put
No,
right.
the Council
We've tracked
failed Obi-Wan.
already
Sending
lost.
only two Jedi
Annie,
to fix a
we need to
potential
look.
Sith.
How do we
It's not
give
like
me
the
inside?
Jedi didn't have
Works for
members
me.
to spare.
I sent word to the
Anyone
Crow.
off helping with the
Besides,
corrupt senator
and
could have been here
we
with
reached.
them.
Looks like it's
Obi-Wan
just
could
us.
still be alive if
If
only
anyone
the
can do
Council
this.
weren't so arrogant. Anger
don't think
was boiling to
they've
the surface for
Good.
Qui-Gon, and
Rest
the
of you.
shield to the door
Got it,
finally
Rook.
came undone.
Good luck.
Qui-Gon charged at the Sith. With a newfound strength, he would avenge his Padawan. Qui-Gon was clashing lightsabers with the Sith, trying to bait him into pulling the same move that he just used on Obi-Wan. And Qui-Gon saw the Sith try to punch him in the jaw, so Qui-Gon ducked underneath it.
Wish we
and
had a
as
shot
soon
at
as
the
Sith
dragon that hit
missed,
Minrathous.
hitting only air,
But I'll take
Qui-Gon
this one.
stood back
It's
up,
caused enough
sending his
damage as
lightsaber
well.
through the heart
I'm sure
of the Sith,
Lucanus would like the
killing him
revenge.
instantly. Qui-Gon ran to Obi-Wan, falling to his knees next to his fallen Padawan, and he knelt next to him now. In his final breaths, Qui-Gon remembered him. The Padawan no one wanted, and together they'd formed an excellent bond. Obi-Wan was ready for the trials, and now, as Obi-Wan touched his master's cheek, he was dead. Qui-Gon carried Obi-Wan back to the hangar, where Anakin and other Naboo pilots were waiting. Anakin had a proud look on his face, and the other pilots were congratulating him for something. The boy then turned to Qui-Gon, and his smile faded into shock. Obi-Wan was dead. The funeral was held on Naboo, and Qui-Gon stood next to Anakin, Padme, and Chancellor Palpatine. On the opposite side, he saw Yoda, Windu, and other High Council members. Now they could make it to Naboo.
Rook,
Qui-Gon
you
sourly
wouldn't
thought
miss
to
it. What's the
himself.
situation? Could be better.
He
The
looked at the
Darkspawn
door
attack.
as
They're testing
someone
our
else
defense
walked in.
Darkspawn aren't.
His former
I don't know about you,
master.
Rook.
Qui-Gon
First
managed to smile as Dooku stood next to him as the funeral got
We took
underway.
the same oath,
Dooku had gone
drank
with
from
Yaddle
the
to
same
the funeral
chalice.
instead of
In
going to
war,
meet his master in
victory.
the works.
So let's go for
He decided
which
it was
means
better to go and
we've
support
tracked
his
it.
former
We've got
Padawan.
ballistic
And for
already
Dooku,
locked.
there
Only
was
another
an opportunity
Annie.
here.
We need to
Qui-Gon was
How do we
clearly
do
going to be
that?
frustrated
get
with
me
the
inside the
Council.
tower.
Perhaps
Works for me. I sent word to the
consider
Crows.
joining his movement with the
Besides,
Sith.
figured they owed you one
In
after you
time,
helped drive it off
They
the
would
last time.
find out.
And? Haven't
And
heard
after
back
the
yet.
funeral,
We
Qui-Gon
reached out to
walked
the Veil
with
Jumper.
Anakin back
Looks like
to
it's
their
just
ship
us.
as Mace Windu came up behind them. He sincerely
Warden's
apologized for
JD
what
and
happened
Rodri are keeping
and
people
told
out of the
Qui-Gon he
battlefield.
wished Obi-Wan
I
was
don't
still
think
with
anyone
them.
local will test their luck
Part
with
of
a dragon.
Qui-Gon wanted to
But we're
snap
taking
back
no
at him,
chances.
saying the
We've already
Council's
got
doubts
orders
of
to
the
let you
Sith
through.
caused
Good.
this, but
Rest of you
instead
can
he
head to
respectfully
walls.
thanked
Give the
Windu
Wardens all the
for
support
boarding
you can.
the ship. And on Coruscant,
Got it, Rook.
Qui-Gon sat with Master Yoda.
Good luck.
He was also frustrated with the Grand
To all
Master,
of us.
but the two of them had an excellent relationship. It was a relationship built largely on the disagreements, and as they discussed matters in a civil way. Qui-Gon had denied a seat on the council not long ago, and did so again today, when Yoda offered him a seat. Yoda said they needed more of his perspective, and Qui-Gon did think about it, but he denied in order to train Anakin. He thought Anakin as the chosen one, and wanted to put his full focus in here. And over the past few days, Qui-Gon had debated if he really did want to train Anakin. His former apprentice, Xanatos, had turned to the dark side, and now his other former apprentice,
Can't say
Obi-Wan,
there aren't
was
doubts.
dead.
After
But
what
after
happened,
some time in the temple,
Won't be
Qui-Gon
another
realized that these two Padawans would only help
The
him to
Wardens
train
couldn't
Anakin.
ask for better field
Yoda
care.
understood Qui-Gon
It's
needed to
odd.
train the boy,
Weishaupt
or
was
the
far
order,
worse
so
than this.
he allowed
Yet
it.
I'm beset
And
with
after Anakin
nervousness.
had settled
I
into the temple,
suppose we had little
Qui-Gon
time
took
to
him the
contemplate
great
the
tree,
horrors we found
a tree
waiting
that
at the...
possessed
Wish we had a
speculated
shot at the
connection
dragon
to
that
the
hit
Force.
Minrathous.
Obi-Wan had
But I'll
loved it
take
here,
this one.
and
It's
Qui-Gon
caused
knew
enough
Anakin
damage
would
as
too.
well.
A life
I'm
in
sure
the sand
Lucanus
gave
would
the
like
child
the
a great
revenge.
appreciation for the tree, and Qui-Gon just sat quietly here with Anakin.
I keep
showing him
thinking
how
I
to
should do
meditate
something
on a
special to
steely
my
force around
heroes.
him.
Who
And
is
after
it?
some time,
Treviso's vengeance is at hand.
opening
This
his
is what the
eyes,
crows,
Qui-Gon
our
had
people,
Anakin wait by the tree,
suffer.
but he went and taught
Then
him.
we will find the
Okay,
This was the
by the
moment
dragon,
whether
we got
Qui-Gon
this.
could be of use to his
Do
plans.
this, not a
The two
problem.
discussed things,
Just-
and Dooku soon brought up the council. All of his frustrations with the Jedi. It was clear to Dooku that Qui-Gon wanted a different path for the Jedi. He wanted them to follow the living
Heard you were
force,
coming.
not be the
Dragon's
fleeing
right
force for
this
the
way.
corrupt politicians.
Careful though, do not.
Dooku decided, if his master allowed, that Qui-Gon could be invited to join them.
Agreed.
And so he said goodbye to Qui-Gon, taking off for the works. Qui-Gon
Still
watched
meaning
him go,
that lair.
and
So we
felt
sounds
uneasy.
just make sure.
Something was
Are you
different about
I've
Dooku.
got this.
He had spent years around him, yet there was something very different now. Something
Wardens!
dark. Qui-Gon found Sin Relic outside of his room and asked him to watch Anakin as he
Wait for
attended
it.
to something.
Come
Following
on.
Dooku, Qui-Gon could feel something around with this.
Fire!
Hit the wing!
He took off
Second.
behind Dooku.
Let.
Jedi took him and followed him into the works. Inside of the industrial sector, a new wave of darkness
We
was
got it
felt
out of
here.
the tower.
Qui-Gon looked at ship
mad.
as safe as his leg.
Hard.
Watched with Jedi binoculars
Let's go.
as he slid out of the ship. And he saw it and heard.
Watch out for those claws!
Qui-Gon wondered. Looked at this house. So, that was it. Qui-Gon had to do this himself.
We heard it!
Still a lot of fight left to go.
Turned abruptly, while the hooded man turned away. The dark feeling was obvious.
We need to bring this thing.
He
Time to wear it down.
approached Qui-Gon and began to explain everything. That the Jedi are corrupt. The Sith is corrupt. It is corrupt. Everything must be reset. Because together, only together,
Second dragon!
they will need to embrace the dark side of the Force. Qui-Gon had a sad look on his face as he stepped forward. Was he like the corruption? Perhaps. Embracing the dark side.
Gillinan.
Something. Qui-Gon told Dooku that it matters what side they choose. Even if there can never be more light than darkness. Even if there can never be more joy in the galaxy than there is pain. So
The dragon that attacked Minrathous, right? Seems like it. Let's take it down for now.
matters. Qui-Gon's this impressive.
I came to watch how very pets.
He turns toward it because it is the light side. Dooku looked to the ground. That was an exact lesson that he taught Qui-Gon so long ago. And then Qui-Gon said that Dooku was right, that change is needed, but this is not the right way. And Qui-Gon offered his hand, saying together they can bring about change the right way.
You're late.
Considered it.
Yes,
That
poison,
was
but
not
let's
one he
bring them
enjoyed,
down.
this dark path, rather one he thought necessary to fix the broken system. He didn't think he would have allies to change the Jedi Order.
Second dragon's
Was
weakening.
Paul now knew. Dooku ignited his blue lightsaber,
Give it
and behind
everything
him,
you've got.
Sidious said they killed Qui-Gon. Spun, swinging his Sidious. And Sidious ignited his own red lightsaber, walking his right, jumping backwards. The Sith Lord snarled. Qui-Gon was always the Jedi he had to fear most. He saw the Jedi failures, and now he was bringing Dooku back. everything would crumble if he didn't kill instant here and now. This red cube the illustrious showing it was palpable as the three force users prepared to clash in a duel that would reverberate throughout the galaxy. He was about to tell Qui-Gon he was under the hood, and Sidious could sense it as he spun in the air, making Qui-Gon engage in Dooku before he could do so. This war was powerful, and he had to use Dooku before he exposed him. Flashing lightsabers, red against blue, the Sith engaged, fighting now. Qui-Gon's fluid and adaptable style joined back into the fight, and it complemented Dooku's refined and precise technique. Their movements were a testament to their years of training together, their mastery of the Force. Sidious, however, was of course a force to be reckoned with. His attacks were extremely unpredictable. His movements a blend of ferocity and extreme calculated strategy. And as the battle intensified, Dooku's skill became apparent as he parried Sidious's strikes while simultaneously coordinating with Qui-Gon.
You
The
know what
Jedi's
else gonna
combined
happen
efforts
today?
created a brief
that?
opening, allowing
Never been
Qui-Gon
against
to
rock.
unleash a powerful force
You can
push,
find the twisting
sending
path through any
Sidious
problem.
stumbling back.
Just wish Elganon
Using his
hadn't
strength
shown
in the
up.
dark side, though,
The
he
gods
saw
got away.
Dooku about to expose
came
him
to kill
again,
a dra-
and shot lightning
And
at an
we have
insane
our
speed, catching Dooku
We
right
won the
in the
day.
face.
But the
He was
dragons.
fighting against
How do
Dooku's words, as well as his lightsaber, and Sidious seized the opportunity with Dooku down. With a
Evka,
dark grin under
when
his
we
hood,
arrived,
channeled his
you'd already
power,
reached out
his
to the...
red lightsaber
Right.
crackling with a surge of
Coincident.
energy.
And
Qui-Gon
Gillian
fought
mentioned...
back valiantly, his skill evident as he deflected and dodged Sidious's
Reveal-
relentless assault. But the dark side's overwhelming strength was too much. With a swift strike, Sidious pierced through Qui-Gon's defenses, his lightsaber blade finding its mark, cutting Qui-Gon's lightsaber in half. But Dooku finally got
So
back
that's
up just in time, jumping in front of Qui-Gon and Sidious. Again, Dooku was about to reveal he was under the hood, but all that escaped his mouth was
We
a
talked
gasp
to each other like
as Sidious
we
threw
weren't
his
even there.
lightsaber
It
directly
wasn't
into
until
the
the
chest
spell
of
started to
Dooku,
fail that you
forever
noticed us
cutting
at
off
all.
his voice.
We weren't a threat
In one
until then.
final move,
You
though,
left as soon as
Dooku
we
began
were.
to use the
Means he's
Force,
clever
grabbing
enough
the
not to push
ceiling
his
of the
luck.
old building
Whatever
and
the
begin to
reason,
collapse it
he
upon
made it
itself.
through.
His eyes
And
locked
this
onto
time,
Qui-Gon for a
No
fleeting moment.
dragon escaped.
Thanks to Tosh.
That's why we...
So what's our
Given the timing and Venatori involvement, Arlathan is our best shot at... Of course, once we find them, we'll need...
Elganon's arrival, so
so? Like whoever is
Look, the mission's still... Then we figure...
and us?
So Elganon...
And Elganon... My team's...
So deep. The type of... Those... And the rest...
help my team to save... We have to keep...
Just fight.
Hey, remember the dragon we were talking?
Which one? There were a few.
The fire breather that was killing people. Veil Jumper sent word. She's in our... I've got...
do you remember, Rook, when I mentioned another ceremony I must perform at the Memorial Gardens? The time has come. I was hoping you'd accompany me again.
More...
No, whenever you've...
heard from Cal Sharrock about the missing dwarves. Stalguard's one of them. I have to go help. They sent me maps of the area where the missing were last seen. It's a start. You're coming to help, right?
I promised I would.
I'm ready to go whenever you are. Let...
Rook, something's come up. Evka dug around and found us someone who...
Anything useful?
Well, he did worse than just try to kill me.
Really?
The guy stiffed me on the job. Those were good potions I used.
How's it going over here?
It's okay. You know.
You can take my seat. Belle?
Thanks, Nev. That's... so...
You just want to sit here quietly? That's fine. I can do quiet.
You're not very good.
I'm great at
Fair enough.
So, what's bothering you, Bellara? You know, if you can narrow it down.
Nothing, Rook. Don't worry about it.
I asked, didn't I?
It's Syrian. You saw who he is, what he's become.
Yeah.
He's a monster, Rook.
And you're worried about what you'll need to do to stop him.
I'm worried I won't be able to, or won't want to. Anaris brought Syrian back. My brother. When he asked me to join them, what if I'm too much like Syrian?
If you were, you wouldn't have turned them down. Which you did.
I did, but Rook, it was hard. I wanted my brother back. I mean, before all of this, Syrian and I were the same. Inquisitive, driven, pushing ourselves. The search for the Nadister Thalin, the archive, that was both of us, working together. I want to say I'll keep saying no, keep turning him down, but he's my brother. What keeps me from doing what he did?
You're part of the team. We watch each other's back. And
How do you enforce that?
I ask you not to turn evil. Let's play.
I'm good. Thanks.
ما استغرقت from right now.